Hi, and welcome to my second video about cursive handwriting. Okay, so the tool I'm using is this one, but as I mentioned, you can use any other tool that works for you. Is a gel pen. My favorite tool, which is always a regular pencil, HB pencil, and if you want to write thinner with more precision, is a mechanical pencil. Okay, so this is what we had a look on the first video, and today let's move up. I'm going to be writing this set of words. I'm going in alphabetical order, except when I lose my mind and I just jump. So in here is sort of alphabetical order. Okay, so things to consider. On this page, we have print handwriting. The ratio or the proportions of this print handwriting is 1 to 1 to 1. And what does that mean? It means that in here, every unit is the same. So ascenders, 1 unit, cap height and ascenders are the same, and that can be changed. This is not like it has to be. It's just I'm explaining what you are seeing on the camera. Then we can change the ratio. But at the moment, we have 1 unit for the ascenders and the cap height, 1 unit for the X height, and 1 unit for the descenders. Actually, I'm looking at this list now, and I'm realizing that there is no descenders in any of these words, which is quite rare, I think. But anyway, if it was, it would be 1 unit for each of them. Sometimes you can see that fonts that are used for long texts, the ascenders are really, really, really short. So when we talk about that, we will talk about a proportions of half, 0.5, 1, 0.5. So the ascenders and the descenders are half of the measurements of the X height. But in this case, it's not. So every unit is the same size. Okay, that is something to understand because now when I'm starting to write cursive handwriting, the proportions are going to be different. So why do I have two words with B's? Is because we can do variations of these B's depending on what we prefer. So I'll start with the first B and then I'll write a second B that is slightly different. Excellent, let's go. So from the baseline, I'm moving up and I'm moving 3 units. So I already see the height is different. So in here is 2 units. In here, I'm all the way up to 3 units. I'm going down and then I'm creating the first top ball, second ball of the B. You can leave it open, you can extend it, you can do many fancy things. At the moment, I'm gonna keep it very, very simple. So from here, I'm starting on the baseline and going to letter A. Notice the micro stops that I did with my writing. All of us are different, so you might have micro stops in different places, but I did one in here for sure, one at this corner, at the top of the C, at the top of the X height while creating the loop, at the top of the O, and probably at the bottom here, and then in here. These are micro stops. Doesn't mean that I'm lifting the pen. Can I lift the pen? Yes, you can lift the pen at any time if it's comfortable. Cursive handwriting was designed for writing faster and without having motor skills. So no pain while writing. So the first thing is that notice how you hold the pen. I'm currently holding it with this method called the tripod method, 3 fingers around my ballpoint pen. Same with my black pen. And then these 2 fingers are sort of driving my hand up and down. And these micro stops help me to get into a rhythm. So my type of writing has a type of rhythm, and probably you have a different type of rhythm, but by practicing and writing, you will acquire this rhythm on your own, and you will get accustomed of that. You notice that except capital B, the rest of the letters are all connected. And so if I wanted to, And I definitely do that when I do it with my pencil because I feel the most effortless when I use this tool, that I don't need to lift the pen from the paper from the starting point of the A to the very end, okay? But you can lift, you can adjust, you can do anything this is needed. It's connected, has a slant, and it should be no pain. There should be no pain while writing. Excellent. Let's go with Bolivia. Okay, so for this letter, we can change the B if we want to. And this time, maybe some of you learn this type of B. If you Google cursive capitals, probably you will find many, many examples. So be just go with the ones that you prefer or you can write easier. So Bolivia, microstop, 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 again, again, exits. And the title or dot of the I, okay? Cambodia. Okay, so with that one, I'm gonna use 1C that, of course, you can choose more designs. In here, I can leave it like that, same as the B, that is not connected to the lowercase, or I could connect it. It's totally up to me. So you can easily connect this with the lowercase. I didn't, but you could. Cambodia, one microstop, 1, 2, 3, 4, again, 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 and finish. I find it easier to recognize these microstops because I feel, aquí needs another title, I can recognize how my writing and my hand are going through them, okay? Next one, Denmark. Capital D is quite challenging. So again, you can use this version of the D that looks like the B. And you can close in there, which is completely okay. Or you can use one that is a little bit more fancy. So let's try. We go down, around, up, and over. Okay? It's just a matter of your preference. And from here, following this list, for example, there is no connection. So from here, I go to the E. See the microstops at the bottom of the X height? Long exit. Denmark. The more I write, the more warm up I feel. So it feels a little bit easier. So it's very recommended to sit down for half an hour every day if you can find the time of that. And in a few weeks, your writing will improve massively. Okay, Ecuador. So for this, let's try a capital E. Same as the C, but adding a waist. And in here, I'm going to connect it to the lowercase. See the stops? I lift and I go back and I finished. I'm making them very pronounced so that you can see the stops a little bit clearer while I'm writing the letters, and you can adjust to your own writing. Okay, for Guatemala, we are going to use the same style of capital C and down. And now, actually, for this type of writing, I do have a descender. So in here, I'm going to add a loop. Okay, I'll stop there. All right, so in here you can see that now the ascenders are 2 units, the X height is 1 unit, and the descenders are 2 units again. Okay? And that's the proportions of this type of writing. You can change the proportions, yes. You can make them yours. Yes. I'm just showing you what you are seeing on the screen so you can recognize the proportions of the writing. So from here, qua, te, micro stop at the top of the A, exits. Okay. And the last one. So for Finland, let's see, we can create a capital F that it's a little bit fancy as well. So let's try. So from the top of the X height, from the top of the capital line, down, I'm going to the left, tiny loop, up and down. Okay. So it has a little wave, it's a little bit more fancy. Do we need to do that? No. You can find other styles that are maybe easier for you. And then from here, micro stop, micro stop, micro stop, again, exit, and the dot. Okay, and with that we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pairs with print handwriting on the left and cursive handwriting on the right. I'm preparing an online course about improving your cursive handwriting. So this is for you to have a look at some of the things I'll be explaining. And I'll be posting more about it as I'm going. So thank you very much. And I'll see you again soon.